Highland the Paddle Sport Federation. He's coming down from Capitol Hill, Justin Andrews. So we'll just give him a moment or two if you don't mind. We do have water here if you need water, both if you brought your own vessel or if you need a bottle of water, we have that kind of old school. Restrooms behind me both sides. Otherwise, please, yes, enjoy catching up with one another and talking about all the good stuff to come this school year. slight delay. That just is going to force us to speed up the process. But anyways, on behalf of the public school system athletic programs, it's an honor to have all of you here as partners supporting athletic programs and the public school system, as well as our non-public schools that we service through the athletic programs. And with that, I think we will go ahead and plan on beginning. So, if I could ask Commissioner of Education, Dr. Lawrence Camacho, to please join me up at the center table. Senior Director, Jackie Ketegua of Student and Support Services, if you would please join us. Northern Mariana Sports Association President, Mr. Jerry Tan, if you would please join us. Chairman of the Board of Education, Mr. Kota Ogamoro Uladong, if you would please join us.
Yeah. Like this, right? The paperwork's gonna go this way.
Perfect, yes. And so once again, some of our key players in the success of athletic programs and what we've done.
This side needs to go from there.
Before we begin the program, I do want to thank Olei Elementary School. Thank you for allowing us to come into the cafeteria. Matt from IT, thank you for your support and coming over and making sure everything's up. And to everybody else that's here to witness this signing ceremony, thank you. To the press that's here to make sure that everybody gets the good word, thank you for being here as well. Very solemn, my goodness, you guys. Excuse me. And so just in some opening remarks, I don't think I need a microphone, right? I think we're okay? Once again, this is the signing ceremony to sign our memorandum of agreements for the mutual benefit of both our national federations under the Northern Mariana Sports Association, as well as the public school system's athletic programs under student and support services. This year that we just completed, the 24-25 school year, represents 3 consecutive years of planning that was done and planning that was implemented and planning that was delivered. It was the 3rd consecutive year of participation increase. Last year we had 4,648 students throughout the CNMI participate in our programs. And I think that that's an incredible movement in health and wellness, as well as giving all of our students the opportunity to explore health and wellness through these interscholastic sports programs. We've had so many competitions. As we go through, you'll get a good idea, I think, as to the number of competitions that took place throughout last school year. On all 3 islands, we had different events going on. Rhoda and Tinian, we always try to figure out how to include them in as many opportunities as possible. Everybody knows some of the barriers there to inclusion with Saipan and what we're accomplishing on Saipan. And so I think, first and foremost, thank you for everybody's collective effort to move that forward, to make sure that those students are getting these opportunities. For today's event, we have 7 national federations under the NMSA that have partnered with us now for many years, most of them. And so we're very happy to highlight the 7 and very happy to invite any other national federations that believe they have the capacity and ability to work with the public school system to deliver your sport as well. Please reach out to us if you think that that is a possibility as we move forward. With that, I would pass the word, or pass the mic, if it will, on to the Commissioner of Education. Should you have any comments or remarks you'd like to make, sir, the floor is yours.
Sure, thank you so much. Appreciate it, and I really did take note on the statistics that you had laid out, and we're going to see more of the statistics, I imagine, as we go through the different federations coming up here and signing the wonderful memorandum of agreement or understanding that we have between the public school system and the Northern Mariana Sports Association through the various federations. It is good to know, as I've always had conversations with the president of NMSA, about the fact that PSS, the public school system, and even in the private schools, the non-public schools, we become the feeders of the national athletes that go and represent our community, our CNMI, our Commonwealth. But beyond that, we see a lot of value in this effort and this type of opportunity where we enable our students to have the opportunity to compete, to experience team building, to experience leadership, and everything else around that. It brings a lot and really could be attributed to a lot of the academic achievements that our students are going through right now at this point in time. When their proficiencies in the reading, the math, and all the things, the subjects that they learn in the classroom space are increasing, we can attribute it back to also those athletes that are participating in interscholastic and all the other events and competitions that we have out there with this partnership. And it brings value to that. It impacts the students in that way. The other thing is it impacts the students in the way, even outside of the classroom space, when they're not in the learning mode and they're just getting the ecosystem of support to make them become better individuals. So we see the value there. And then parents are even more involved and engaged when they have their kids participating in these things. So we want to leverage off of their participation as well and find them there and meet them there to be able to promote this initiative that we have ongoing here with the State Board of Education, putting a lot of emphasis on parental and family engagement opportunities as a district. And then eventually the health of our students also are impacted in a very positive way because they're a little bit more healthier than those that don't participate, I think. And we could probably get the statistics off of that. But those are the very impactful way, and that's the value that we see beyond so many other things. So in saying that, I just want to thank our partners, the Northern Mariana Sports Association, the State Board of Education in their very supportive fashion in making sure that we leverage off of a lot of the grants that we have from the federal side to have this opportunity to ensure that we provide this great and wonderful experience for our students as they become better learners through this process. And then finally to the community partners out there who are always able, willing, and they're really supporting our kids and us all to make sure that all this is accomplished. This is a great, wonderful thing. And I just want to congratulate the families for continuing on to be partners in this as well throughout the school year. So, thank you.
Chairman or President, would you like to make any comments before we move on?
Thank you. We'll save the best for last. Yeah, no, I just wanted to, recognize you as well, Mr. Gross, for helping to facilitate today's event and the signing of this MOU with the federations and NEMSA. Just a quick story. 3 weeks ago, I was part of the CNMI delegation to the Marshall Islands for this year's annual Micronesian Islands Forum. And the first thing that I shared with Commissioner when I returned from the Marshalls was I go, Commissioner, you know, in the RMI, they have in their public school system, they have an associate commissioner for sports. So that says a lot about the Marshall Islands and health as a priority, particularly within the public school system there. And so, that conversation is going to continue. And I'm very fortunate to have been in this role to see really the impact of the athletics program on our schools, especially on Rhoda and Tinian. And Mr. Gross is he's a star across our school district and our campuses, and so it's a really it's a reflection too of the community's response, our parents and our families' response to their children and their children's involvement in sports. And I've also had the opportunity to be, I didn't get a chance to go to Palau, but I was invited to the ceremonies, both the send-off and the recognition, and I'm very impressed at just all the work that's gone into supporting our athletes here through our leaders in the space. And so for that, I also want to offer my congratulations and gratitude to all the work that Mr. Jerry has done for our community. But so it's a great day today. Thank you.
I'm not sure.
Any comments you'd like to make?
Just grateful. That's it, yeah.
Oh, Jim, yes, please, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yes.
First, I'd like to recognize NAMSA Vice President, Congressman Ray Tapatap, and of course, Nick is not just your athletic director, he's also our board member. And the work that we put into NAMSA is a team effort. This is composed of the board, which I am very fortunate to have the opportunity to work with, all of them, and two of them are here today. Having said that, listening to the two speakers ahead of me, first of all, we invited Nick to become our board member. And because at NAMSA, we recognize how important interscholastic is to the success of the overall sports development. We have supposedly 7 national federations, and I always remember what Nick said in one of the meetings a few years ago. He's talking to all the national federations. He said that, come to me, I have 10,000 students in the system, and I'm your grassroots program. I'm also heading one of the sports, right? The football, the soccer program. So I recognize that a lot of our young players, doesn't matter what sport, right? They really enjoy playing for the school, right? I go to different games, and the biggest crowd is always the school competition. That's the biggest crowd, right? Their friends, right? They're just everybody's there, right? Cheering. So I want to point out that PSS is the most important partner of NAMSA. We want to see actually more sport to get involved with interscholastic. I think that is going to be even more helpful for the growth for the other sport, because I firsthand know that, again, through a lot of hard work of Mr. Gross. I've worked with him now for a few years, and I see him out there, doesn't matter what sport, right? He's the MC, he's the one setting up, he's the one cleaning up, okay, into late hours. And really, it's a lot of hard work that, PSS has put in. But at the same time, without the support of the leadership at PSS, I don't think Nick would have the resources to carry out his job and then also update us at the board meeting level. We meet every month. So I want to really say thank you to PSS, the state board, for the support that you're giving us. And PSS will continue to be our most important partner for the sports development, because those are grassroots, which is the most important age for the kids to start. And you mentioned about the send-off, the recognition ceremony. We've been doing that now for a few years, right, for every game. And we are extremely proud of our athletes. They continue to show us that, I was saying that at the ceremony, that we can compete. And let's start believing in our athletes. And let's continue our support to every athlete across all the sport. And we are preparing for Tahiti in 2027. But it's more than that, because if you look at next number, 4,600 students participate. We sent out 161 to Palau. It's only a small fraction. What does that mean? That means that the most elite represent the flag, represent Team Marianas. But there's still many, many, many athletes are actively playing, but they may not make it to the national team, right? But still, they are playing. And that is actually something that we don't want to overlook. We're not just looking at the national teams, right? We're looking at the entire interscholastic program, right, across. And whether you are the elite or you are just interested in playing, they all deserve our support because that is part of the education. And that's the benefit that, Commissioner, you're talking about, right? It affects and helps the academic as well. So it's beyond, playing the sport. So with that, we'd like to thank, again, PSS for the partnership, which we do have the signing ceremony once a year. And that partnership has been going on very well. So I'm so glad that it's continuing, and we want to see that partnership continue for many, many more years to come. Thank you.
I said my piece. Forever grateful for the willingness for everyone to work together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nick, you're going to be calling up now.
Well, thank you all for your remarks. And at this time now, I would like to call upon the Northern Mariana Athletics President Ray Tebeteb to please join us.
I'll move down.
Thank you, President Ray.
How many years already?
Well, how many years? So, our partners in Northern Mariana Athletics, we go back and forth trying to figure out exactly how long the public school system and NMA have been partners. Certainly predates athletic programs by decades, as we've been hosting the all schools cross country and all schools athletics or track and field seasons together for many, many years. And they're certainly one of our longest partners. As you can see there in the recap of last year's events. One season of cross country consists of 5 different events throughout the school year. We had 25 participating schools, so you know that dips deep into our non-public schools as well as the public schools. And through the cross country season, a total of 591 students came out to run those Saturday mornings. One of the greatest things with cross country is that families are forced to be part of what we're doing because the programs happen bright and early Saturday mornings to where the public school system is not providing that support in transportation and some of the things that we do with more of our after school programs. And so I think that 591 kids with parents coming out every Saturday morning is a great accomplishment. And then in our track and field season, that runs in the spring every year during our 4th quarter. We call it one season, right? We have qualifying events that then lead to the championships. That involves 16 events throughout those 5 weeks typically. We had 27 schools participate last school year, which is incredible, right? I think we forget sometimes how many schools we have in the system throughout both public and private schools. But once again, on behalf of PSS, it is certainly a pleasure to have the Northern Mariana Athletics as one of our key partners in offering these programs. The purpose of this memorandum of agreement is to advance mutual goals regarding athletics and opportunities for students throughout the CNMI. As the governing body of athletics in the CNMI under the Northern Mariana Sports Association, all interscholastic sport in grades K through 12 will be facilitated through the collaboration of Northern Mariana Athletics and the public school system. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Let me oblige your signature.
There you go. Pass the
Can I
pen
borrow
with
your
it. Yes.
signature?
And we are just getting ready to once again kick off the cross-country season. The week following Labor Day is typically as we kick it off. And then you can just pass that right on down to the next 2 there. And I think we can get a quick photo op with all of us here.
Commissioner, thank you. Thank you.
right, and if we could just get one photo up with every,
Federation.
all of us there, please, if you don't mind, everybody. Sure. That one. As we need to stand forward, is that light okay? Maybe we move just out of the light.
Maybe on this side of the table or something.
We just move everything up 2 feet, and I think we.
Those sports we adapt and overcome.
All right. Once again, thank you so very much, Northern Mariana. Excellent. Next, I would like to call upon the Northern Marianas Badminton Association.
Very successful story here.
Very successful, yes. Thank you, Marty.
2 seasons. Still there.
Yes, and so, President Merle Tolentino, also the Executive Director of the Tan Su Lin Foundation, which is an entirely another thank you that goes out there. But on behalf of PSS, we thank you for your partnership, your support to offer badminton to students throughout the CNMI. As you can see, we have 2 seasons every school year. We have a middle school, which is a 14 and under division, and that is co-ed, as well as a high school division, which is the same thing, and they happen at 2 different points throughout the school year. So last year, between those 2 seasons, we had a total of 450 matches of badminton played. 32 teams, both middle school and high school, participated in those programs, and we served 264 young athletes that played. Along with that, NMBA, we would like to congratulate you on all of your success as a federation. I know that most recently, from my understanding, we have a youth team, or a junior team as they would call it, that just won the bronze medal in the Victor Oceana Junior Continental Championships, as well as the success of what badminton has done in a very, very short time frame. Badminton, went from a non-existing federation to a force as one of our main staples coming out of our hosting of the Pacific Mini Games. And so we congratulate you on all your success, and thank you for the support of our athletes. There you are. There you are. And I'll do mine quick. There you are. And so once again, the purpose of this memorandum of agreement is to advance mutual goals regarding badminton for both our students as well as the community. And we appreciate the partnership so very much, Murray. Yes, thank you. And so that everybody is aware, NMBA has continued to ask me to expand to the elementary schools. And so as we identify funding and more capacity and more space in gyms and such and so forth to conduct that play, I think that that is certainly something on the horizon to work towards achieving. So thank you so much, Murray. If we could just get a commemorative photo here.
Shirley, is there a different kind of racket for little kids? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's like,
Yes, and if you have any of your federation members, please come and join us.
Yes.
Come on. Thank you so much, Jim.
Over here for PSS, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
PSS, where were you before that?
Thank you so much. And good luck with the tournament, guys. Thanks, Mary. Yes. And next up, I would like to call upon the Northern Mariana Islands Football Association. And this is Secretary Ross Zapanta. Thank you, Ross. And we also have President Jerry Tan of the NMIFA present with us as well. So the NMIFA is a very common household name, I think, in the Marianas now. Certainly one of the very most successful national federation programs in the CNMI. I think maybe this is the 21st year now. I believe that
20th.
20th. So we are in the 20th year. Yes, I recall when I arrived on island, it was a group of congratulations, 20 years. You know, it was pickup only on any piece of hopefully flat grass that they could find, and it was kind of a Sunday pickup usually, I think, was about what soccer consisted of 25 years ago. And so to see the success of it now and to know that thousands of kids as well as community members are playing soccer, we congratulate and thank you for the partnership. I know that currently we have the women's U20, which is a whole lot of our students that are off competing right now, and I believe they're in Uzbekistan playing in the AFC qualifier in the U20. So schools, don't worry, we might have some students arriving a little late for class, but trust me, they're taking care of business.
He'll be here next week.
Yeah, they'll be back next week? Okay, and so what do they have a match? Tonight again or tomorrow? They play Uzbekistan next, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we look forward to another fantastic year of interscholastic soccer for our students.
Nick, is that the most popular sport right now?
By just numbers, quite possibly. I would think, I don't know each federation's total participation numbers off the top of my head, but I certainly think that the NMIFA, do you know your guys' participation numbers currently, Ross, off the top of your head? I know it's in the thousands, I would presume.
I think around 1,600.
Around 1,600 that are just participating in soccer that they know of. So, yeah, it's been incredible, right? And I think that the NMIFA leads by example with what venues can do for your sport. And so, hint, hint to everybody else, if we're not now, we certainly need to continue looking at sport infrastructure. That becomes the basis for us to be able to plan in that platform for students, on our end, students specifically, to get the opportunity to experience sport. You know, the facility that they've accomplished down in Colbertville is absolutely incredible, and kudos to the NMIFA, and thank you so much for the partnership.
Our president.
Yeah, well, Jerry, Ross, all of your leadership
I know
team.
that a lot of my female teachers are always playing soccer.
Oh, yeah.
There's a league going on.
Give it a call too. Yeah, she's part of the NMIFA.
Yes, anybody with the NMIFA, please come join us. Merle's an executive board member as well.
Cool. Thank you so much.
All right, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And next, if I could please call upon the Northern Marianas National Paddle Sport Federation.
Another popular sport.
Thank you, sir. Right there's fine, huh?
That energy that
This
goes
is
on
the-
the beach when this thing happens.
And the president, Mr. Justin Andrews, the president of the not Va'a Old Town, the Paddle Sport Federation. And so Va'a is another sport I think that outdates athletic programs as far as working with students to create access for kids to get the opportunity to experience paddling. It's certainly one of our more culturally sensitive sports, being able to get out on the water, and practice that safety on the beach as well as in the water and connect with our ancestors as an island nation, right? It's certainly a big deal. I also would like to congratulate the Federation on their success. As we went to the Pacific Games, we didn't come home with hardware, but this was a year that we had a big youth movement, and I know that put additional burdens on the federations as far as being able to put up participating teams that are as competitive as some of our other regions. But it was a great opportunity for the work that we do collectively to kind of see that reward and to see so many of our students that have participated in our annual VA'a program be representing the Northern Marianas. And so that is one congratulatory moment. The next one is they will be heading back to Palau in October for the Micro Cup. And I think that we'll certainly have another big handful of students that will be trying to get onto those teams to get out and represent their clubs as well as the Northern Marianas in the Micro Cup. And finally, although it's taken a little bit of time, but we're getting very, very close, VA'a athletic programs and the Northern Mariana Sports Association, through assets that were acquired during our hosting of the Pacific Mini Games in 2022, we acquired numerous canoes. And so we finally arrived at the point, and now it's just working through some red tape to make it happen. But we are in progress towards getting 2 V6, that's 6-person canoes, to both Tinian as well as Rhoda. And hopefully that will come to fruition this month is our plan to get that off the ground. And so we're just very thankful for all that you do for the paddling community and for the partnership. Thank you. All right. And so VA'a is the term that they use, right? Internationally speaking, we think of it as outrigger oftentimes here. But again, just a fantastic program that ties us to our water and our heritage with the water. Bottom one. And so along with the canoes being handed over, the public school system is working to support the Federation with outreach opportunities, right? And specifically to get over there and make sure that Tautauqueños and Luta know how to rig them appropriately, put them together, take care of them to make sure that these assets remain assets for the communities throughout the CNMI. And so thank you so much for all you do for the paddling community.
Share a little bit of how much this equipment is, the value of this equipment?
Well, I'd let you certainly do that. You can talk about the value of these assets that we are handing over, but it is certainly a long time thing.
Yeah.
Center stage there, sir. All right. And if I could please call upon the Northern Mariana Islands Volleyball Association. Thank you, Mr. Mister. Tice Mister, the Vice President of the Northern Mariana Islands Volleyball Association. And along with him, we have the Treasurer. I believe we have the Treasurer of NMIVA here in the crowd as well. So the NMIVA has been fantastic partners, and it's been really fun to see volleyball as it's grown and matured in the Marianas. In my 3 years on island, I've seen it drop to the bottom and grow again and fall off a bit. And I think that right now that wave is about to break because there's so many people throughout the community that are playing both indoor as well as beach volleyball. And it truly is a pleasure to see the ball just keeping flying. Tice Mister has represented volleyball on the island for probably 40 years now. I don't know, an awful long time that he's certainly been part of it. And we just thank the NMIVA, all of your board, and all of the support that we get. NMIVA has done an incredible job of building capacity through partnerships with kids, right? I mean, you come to any of our interscholastic events and you see just a mob of young people that are there to support the movement, that are lines judges, that are scorekeepers, that are doing these things, right? And so even the kids that aren't playing the game actively are helping to grow the sport and putting a few bucks in their pocket while they do it, you know, through part-time work that they're doing. And so it's really been a pleasure, and we thank NMIVA for all that we've done and accomplished here. As a side note, in the Pacific Games in Palau that were recently held, it is the first time since the 90s, perhaps, that we've had a indoor women's team. And so congratulations, that's incredible to have accomplished that, to have both men's and women's teams that were in those games. And again, that was a sport that had a youth component to it, with more than half of the team had to be 19 years and under. And so a lot of those kids were either this year's graduates or students that will be coming back this year to play in our interscholastic league. So really great movement, and we appreciate all that you guys have done. There you go, sure. The girls' high school volleyball will be our opening sport as far as volleyball that will be handled interscholastically, and so that is always an exciting league that we look forward to kicking off in September.
Really 83 teams?
Oh yeah, I haven't done very good about reading all of that up, right? But yeah, well, you guys can see it. Right? Anyways, yeah, it's, again, the data points that are coming out of our partnerships are really incredible when we break them down, right? When we reflect on the school year. And so that is a testament to the partnership and the commitment of the NMIVA to ensure that they keep the ball flying and continue to provide these access points to students. So thank you so much, Dice. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yes, Sean, if you would join us, please. And Miss Sean Davis, once again, the treasurer of the board. You and Tice to the center there. You guys get in there. That's all right. He can have that frosting in his hair. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. And next, if I could please invite the Northern Mariana Islands Softball Association. From the board today, we have Mr. Froilan Camacho, the president of the Softball Association. And so fast pitch softball has been something that PSS athletic programs, as well as the community, has really been interested in bringing back, right? Generations older than I certainly know the legacy of what fast pitch softball means, not just to the Northern Marianas, but to Micronesia specific and to the Oceania region as a whole. You know, fast pitch softball is played on a 60-foot base, which is the smaller fields, which makes it much more easy for Micronesian islands to do, right? It's hard to find enough space sometimes for a full 90-foot baseball field. And so the success of NMISA in coming on board, in rising to the challenge, finding a board and doing the work that we needed to do to have a partner both on our end as well as an outlet to continue learning how to play fast pitch softball has really been remarkable. Last year was our inaugural season of offering fast pitch softball at both the middle school and high school level. And as you can see there, we had a lot of games played, and this is certainly one of our sports that gets tricky to hold as a year-round sport because of our rainy season. And so it takes the flexibility of Froylan and his team and our liaison that we work directly with in hosting these events. But once again, most of the officials that are being brought up kind of ground up are younger, either students or recently graduated students. And we just appreciate that everybody goes out of their way to make sure that we are getting fast pitch back and on track. This year we did have a female team that played in Palau. And last year I know in the Micronesian Games in the Marshall Islands, there was a bronze medal awarded. So I think that we can certainly say that we are not shooting for bronzes anymore as we work forward. In Micronesia specifically, we hope to keep the bar very high and continue fast pitch softball throughout the Marianas. And make sure we got the right one. And there's a blank page. There we are, sir, bottom line. Yeah, we've been very, very pleased with our inaugural season. You know, the trick with fast pitch is certainly making sure that you have pitchers that can get the ball across the plate. And we were very, very pleasantly surprised in our inaugural season to see how many kids had the skills to be able to pitch the ball. And so we're excited to kick this school year off and looking forward to some fantastic play. If we could please stand for a ceremonial photo. Fryland, thank you very much, sir. Yeah. And our final national federation, if I could invite the Northern Mariana Islands Basketball Federation to join us. And the president, Mr. James Lee, couldn't get away from work to be here today, so he has his treasurer here with us. Okay, so the NMIBF, our basketball federation, by no reason at all are they the final signatory for today's event. But basketball throughout the Marianas is alive and well. You can go by any court, I think, outdoor, as long as it's not pouring rain. You can see basketball being played by both students, community members alike. Again, from our standpoint, we have 5 seasons. The elementary is a co-ed elementary season that we do with slightly lowered rims. We do some modifications so the game can be played a little better, and kids are learning the appropriate way to shoot and not modifying the shooting mechanism just to get the ball up to the 10-foot line. Last year alone, we had 231 games played across those 5 seasons. 63 total teams participated. That accounts for schools that have more than one team as we get into it. And so again, as well as volleyball, basketball is another that requires that covered court, right? Although we have courts throughout the CNMI, covered courts is something that we're lacking. And I'm very proud to say that the public school system is certainly looking into every single funding opportunity that we can. We're working with partners throughout Micronesia as I travel and I see things that look like they might fit for our environment. I take pictures, I send emails, I start working on it. And I know that with the support of the Basketball Federation as well as the Volleyball Federation specific to these indoor events, and badminton as well, has to have a covered court, right? And so these are things I think that we can hopefully look forward to moving forward with. As we get more and more covered courts, I think that we're going to see these numbers grow dramatically as we have more and more venues to support the delivery of sport. Whether it's during our long rainy season or whether it's in the heat of our spring, those venues are going to come online. But we're really, really excited to see once again basketball take off, and we want to congratulate you on the 3x3, right, is one of the bigger, quick-moving basketball games that takes half of a basketball court. And so that is very appealing. 3x3 means we don't have to have 5 very, very tall people to be able to hang in there at a regional level and beyond. The 3x3 format really gives us a chance to shine, and we're just so very proud of the accomplishments of the Basketball Federation with what they were able to do in Palau. The boys played an incredible tournament. They did not make it into medaling rounds, but the females, that team of girls, they played incredibly well, and they were able to earn a bronze medal. And this is playing against teams that were almost entirely taller than me. And so these girls, the hustle that was exhibited and the ability to play the game, and as we learn how to coach it and how to play that game, I anticipate more and more medals coming out of 3x3 in the future. So congratulations to the Federation and all you guys have been able to do, Savannah. And so Savina is the treasurer, correct? The treasurer of the Basketball Federation. She'll be signing in place of James Leigh as the president once again. Thank you, Savina. And Savina is one of the workhorses that is down at just about every game that is played throughout the school year. You can see her at the gym as she runs away from work to get there on time to be able to do that. She acts as a league coordinator, as the liaison between us and the Federation a lot in delivering these sports. So. And if we could just stand for that, Savina. And we have Miss Leah Rangamar is actually a member of the board, and maybe she would like to join us as well. You can hold that, sure. Yeah, you go in the middle there. All right, thank you to the NMIBF. Thank you. I'll get you copies. And then, so finally, although we don't have a document to sign at this time, we certainly want to thank the Northern Mariana Sports Association, the leadership of the board, Jerry and team, for holding it together, and it's really been exciting. You know, athletic programs came to be in 2018, and NMSA has been a very strong partner of that with all of its membership. All of these federations that have signed today are members of the NMSA. That is our governing body. We are not Olympic eligible, but we are certainly doing all we can to become Olympic eligible. And I think that these grassroots programs will hopefully, really lend strong evidence towards the movement that is becoming Olympic eligible as a nation down line. And the NMSA, has played an integral part to the success of our programs. A few years ago, we reached out and worked through some processes to be able to engage our community differently and to bring in community members that want to play an active role in coaching, in officiating, in helping to move these programs forward. As a school system, we don't always have every piece we need for those things outside of academics. Sometimes we're missing key components to some of these community projects. And so through NMSA, we've been able to facilitate our community coaching program and making sure that federal dollars that drive these programs, we can help get some of those dollars into our community members' hands so that they're not volunteering to come out and help. They're actually getting a little bit of that economic success of what comes with it. And again, it's very, very little. We pay our coaches $400 per season. And we would love to be able to address that at some point, but we're very thankful to the NMSA for supporting that as a pass-through ability to be able to bring in the community to engage with our schools and these healthy programs. And I just wanted to bring light to that. Last year we had a total of 49 community members across 3 islands that went through the process of getting a police clearance, of getting some of these things to ensure that they're safe to be in and around our schools with our students. And out of those 49, there was a total of 61 different teams coached. And so thank you to NMSA for your support of that program. And with that, I would be happy to leave the floor open to any final remarks. But on behalf of myself as the athletic director, my team with athletic programs, and the entire PSS, we really do appreciate all of your partnership, all of your support, and please let us know how we can help to move sport forward through the schools and make sure that it's attached to our academic success and our attendance in attending school and things. This does act as a big carrot to make sure that some of those kids, they have a place to go. They have a safe place to go and a place to experience sport. And I think that what sports can do can certainly continue to increase our academic success and our attendance in class. So thank you to everybody. Yes, please, if we could get just a group photo with everybody that was able to attend today.
We have our PSS also. PSS. Mr. Wall. Lorraine. Lila. Everybody.
Oh yeah, please, everybody, yes.
Mr. Lawrence.
I know it's late Friday afternoon here, everybody. Come on.
Can we move that on this side, the other side?
Can you do us a favor, press our button, just because you're the tallest out there.
Yeah, that blue button right there.
Lift him up. One more. Thank you.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay, I think we can be careful.
I think one of the ladies here are taking
Okay, one more.
PSS, yes.
Okay. Nick, can you move from this side so that we don't have vacancy?
Go ahead, sit down. Oh, okay.
For the school.
There you go. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Lawrence, come up, join us.
I thought you were calling me.
No, your name is Guy.
Get in there.
And you guys at the end kind of squeeze in, please.
Yeah.
Whose phone was, sorry, whose phone was used for PSS? I'll just get it from